I want to feel better about talking with my family the way I would like to die.
Yeah.
But I don't feel, but I feel not good about talking with them and guilty about it. What should I do? And I think honestly, we should talk about in the reverse. How do we talk about, as a caregiver, bringing up, how somebody would want to see the last months of their life, years of their life. Probably from both perspectives would be great.
I'm sure the other panelists will have lots to say on this too, but I encourage many of my patients, not just with HD, but other neurodegenerative conditions, to establish care with a neuropalliative care doctor. So palliative care is different from hospice care. Palliative care is meant to help individuals with chronic conditions to make sure and optimize their quality of life and to outline and achieve the goals that they would like at different time points.
So I think that's really an important question, and it, the overarching theme there is family communication, and every family has its way of communicating, every individual has their way of communicating, and those dynamics within a family are going to shape what happens when illness comes. And so I can't stress enough the importance of looking at communication, your own personal style, but the style that occurs within your own family, because then when you get to the point with these really emotionally laden conversations, it becomes even more important. And that question relates to this whole theme of ending well. We know that progressive disease is going to have an end, and the end is going to be death, if we're correct and honest enough. And so, how do I want to end well with those who loved and cared for me? If I'm the one with illness, if I'm the family member, how do I want to end well with the person whose life is going to be shortened? And as a family, how do we want to go through this process together? There's a lot of tools that I use, and I think if someone is feeling uncertain about how to address that in their own family because of how it will be received, I strongly recommend a handful of sessions with a third party, especially probably a therapist who can help coach around having those conversations and maybe even help have those conversations. A tool that I've used, and it's just one example, but I think it doesn't have to be used with a therapist, but you might look at it, is there's a set of cards called Go Wish. And I've used those with clients a number of times around as a way to get out what are your desires about the end of life. Everything from I want my loved one with me, or I don't want my loved one with me. I want to die at home, or I don't want to die at home. There's some very direct statements, but the goal is to get at what do you want and what are your desires, so that we know how you're thinking as things become more difficult. It's just one tool. Those are just a couple thoughts.
So they're in Colorado. Yes, but it also can be used in the So there's a 5 wishes kind of packet available in Colorado, and that's a Texas. I apologize. Maybe just on Texas. It's really good at not only outlining your medical power of attorney, but also starting those conversations about basic questions like, would you want CPR? Would you want to be on a ventilator? Do you want a feeding tube? What kind of care would you want to receive? That may be a good way to start those conversations, and then you have that kind of packet filled out as well.
And on that note, we do have, maybe they're on that, we did bring a few 5 wishes with us that are on our help rating table, and there's also a blue folder over there, that's the end of life folder, and it does have a lot of very specific questions. And I think about things like, do I want my blankets tucked? No, I don't. Like those things matter, and if you can't voice them towards the end, then it's important to share them. But I'm sorry. That was helpful. Thank you.
I think this is
necessarily a difficult conversation, but it's a conversation everybody at some point should have with their partners, whether they have no medical conditions or whether HD. And so we're really lucky at University of Colorado, we do have 2 neuropathology physicians who both move into sort of trained neurologists that see people and help facilitate these conversations. You know, this is that having a third party look at there has helped through some of the conversations because they are difficult.